Hey there, Vineyard Famunity. How are you guys doing? It is Pastor Ray, and I wanted to just say a quick hello as part of our connection email, just to say good afternoon. I hope your week is going well, and just to say, of course, what a great and wonderful weekend we had last weekend together. We had such a wonderful turnout to just corporately celebrate new life in baptism. It was a wonderful Sunday full of God's presence, full of joy, as we celebrated with five gentlemen, five guys who got baptized. No burgers and fries, just five guys getting baptized. And so it was such a great job, so great joy. And so thank you for being part of that if you were there. And I would just encourage you to continue to pray for those guys. You know, often when you take a step forward in faith this way, there's some pushback from the enemy. And so just pray for God's provision and protection and direction for those five. And with that, we kind of sprung something on you last weekend when you pulled in. You probably saw a couple of very kind gentlemen with yellow vests out in the parking lot helping to park. You know, God is at work in our midst. There has been really good Sunday turnouts in terms of numbers. God's presence has been with us as we've worshiped, and it's been really, really good. But along with that comes I don't even want to say problems or problems, maybe challenges. Is how do we continue to make room for the people that we hope to still come? How do we do that, right? And so we're trying to do our best to navigate through this this wonderful challenge that we have with so many people coming. And so I would just ask, first off, just for your grace, for your flexibility, maybe even that you would see your participation and your presence here at church is part of what God is doing, right? How do I first of all, how do I invite people, but how do I make room? I think we said it when we went to the one service, is like, there's going to be weekends where you're going to have to give up that seat that you've been sitting in forever, or, you may have to park somewhere a little different, things like that. And so can you see your presence here in community as part of what God is doing, and what does that look like? It can be challenges at times, but I think when you grow, there's always challenges. But that's where we're at, which is so exciting. So with that in mind, there's definitely some things that we recognize that there's some pressure. We recognize that it's been crowded and things, and so we are at work trying to do everything we can to alleviate those things. I guess in some senses that's the right word to say it, but to make room for people. And so the quickest step. Two things we're doing. You noticed last weekend there's people in the parking lot helping to park. What are we trying to do? We are just trying to make as much space as we can in the parking lot, helping bigger cars park along the outsides, smaller ones on the insides, making sure people park straight and in lines and things like that. So I would ask, please have grace for those guys who are just volunteering their time to do their best. And so have grace for them. Get here early. That's one thing too. It's hard when you get here late and there's not a lot of spots and you're scrambling in and they're trying to park you and you want to get in. I know that's hard. And so maybe you just do your best to get here on time. That would help as well, help you and us. Starting this coming weekend, and we talked to most of the parents who have kids in the children's ministry, we're going to have the youth, at least for now, the young, at least junior kids church and kids church, do their own worship downstairs. And so parents will bring their kids as soon as they get in right downstairs to check them in. For those two classes. That will probably free up 20 plus seats in the sanctuary. So we're trying to do our best with our parking to make space, and then also seats in the sanctuary. So those are two things we're going to do immediately. We are praying and trying to figure out what a second service is going to look like. If you remember in the beginning of all this, I felt like the Lord had said, stick with one service until you physically cannot do it, until this place is so packed. And I felt like that was a promise from the Lord. I'm going to pack this place until you can't do one service anymore. We're nearing that. And so we're just trying to pray about that. And then, of course, like the longer term solution may be a new building. And so just in a general sense, maybe be praying for that. Who knows what God has in store for us as we, like a 5-year plan kind of thing. Where are we going? And so I feel like there's stages to this thing. And so the first is just trying to do better parking and make some more spaces with our kids downstairs in worship. The next step is a second service. So keep your ears open for that. We'll probably be announcing something fairly soon about what that might look like. And then just the long term, maybe God's got something else, another place for us where we could grow in a different way. And so just want to let you in on that. And again, just ask for your grace your patience. This is a good thing, right? It's a good thing when people want to be at church. It's a good thing when people are finding faith and getting baptized and visiting and staying and seeing lives change. This is a good thing we're part of, and I'm excited that you are part of it. We are better because you are here. And so let's together continue to extend the kingdom of God as best we can in the various ways that we can. And so thank you. Thank you, guys. If in the midst of all this, if you have any cares, concerns, you know my door is always open. Just reach out. I'd love to chat with you guys. And so God bless you guys. Have a wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you Sunday, where we will talk about outpouring to the community around us. And so God bless you. I pray that God would fill you with his spirit to overflow. Bless you.